Hello everyone, Sahil here. I welcome you all to the virtual school, a new way of learning and teaching with the vision of let's grow together. My dear friends, today we are going to talk about the various types of liberty. Before that, we learn the liberty. So now we are going to talk about various types of liberty. So first kind of liberty is natural liberty. So this concept was mainly associated with Rousseau. He was the philosopher, scholar or thinker. He said natural liberty natural liberty provides complete freedom from interference or from social conventions. It means we have the complete freedom from any kind of interferences. It was existed in the pre-social and the pre-civil society. So it was existed before 100, 200, 300 centuries during the era of Rousseau. Second one is the civil liberty. So this is available to all the citizens as well as aliens. It means those who are the our nations, our countries' own citizens, as well as those who are migrated or settled in our nation, like aliens who are the foreigners. For them also it is available. Privileges and facilities which are essential for the development of the individual's personality. So this liberty provides an opportunity to develop your personality. Then next one is political liberty. It is available only for citizens. It means aliens cannot interfere or they cannot demand for the political liberty in the particular country. So they will be having only civil liberty, not the political liberty. So it provides an opportunity to actively participate in the affairs of the state. It means you can be a part of government, be a part of political party, you can form political party, then you can elect the elections, conduct the elections and form the government. That kind of liberty is the political liberty. Next one is the economic liberty. It states that security and the opportunity to find a reasonable significance in the earning of one's daily bread. It means we should have the liberty to earn at least the days your need of food, shelter and clothes. It means you should have the common security to live peacefully with the basic needs of the day, to earn something for your daily basis needs. This can be assured through the grant of right to work. It means how you will earn your daily wages or daily bread or daily food with the what you can say the assurance of right to work, provision of minimum wages. It means if you work for something you should get the some minimum wages. आपको थोड़ा पैसा भी मिलना चाहिए तब आप जाके कुछ पैसा और खाना खरीद कर सकते हैं. Regulation of working hours and provision of social security against unemployment, sickness and old age. It means you should have right to work, you should have the minimum wages, plus you should have the social security against unemployment. Best example will be the Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So it provides you some kind of assurance for work, minimum wages, and the uh, we can get rid of the unemployment. So you can correlate, मतलब आपको एक correlation करना चाहिए उसको उसके साथ कि जी मनरेगा जो अपना जो स्कीम जो बनाया है गवर्नमेंट ने 100 डेज का, कम से कम आपको एक साल में एक फैमिली के लिए 100 डेज का एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिलेगा, उस टाइप का सोशल सिक्योरिटी होना चाहिए. इट कम्स अंडर द इकोनॉमिक लिबर्टी. So next one is the national liberty. National liberty, like we can say the national independence which ensure to the citizens right to influence the decision of the government. It means you can ask questions to government. What is this not happening? Why the roads are not good? Why the drainages are not cleaned properly? You can ask for the population increase, or you can ask question on the climate change. You can ask the question on the pollution. You can ask the question on the rises in the fuel, prices, high prices of the fuel. And for your basic needs, if there is no electricity in your house or your village or your home, you can ask them why it is not there. Like that, it means you can challenge the decisions of the government. You can request them. So there are some factors which are contained in the national liberty, or these are the essential things it should be in the national liberty. Means establishment of democratic government. It means government of peoples, for the people, by the people. Incorporation of the fundamental rights in the constitution. You should have some basic fundamental rights in that constitution, because when you talk about the democratic government, constitution is the inevitable. Establishment of rule of law, courts. When your fundamental rights are not fulfilled, when there are some constraints or some kind of violence against your rights, you can approach the court to resolve your issues. So for that there should be the rule of law which come under the courts. Separation of power. So state level powers, then central level powers, it should be there. Independence of judiciary. There should not be any kind of influence or control of the political parties or government on the judiciary. Judiciary should be the independent. They should be able to take the decisions or give the verdict on the real or actual things, not through the influence of the someone else. Then independence of press. So journalism, it comes here as the key point. Journalism or press should be the free. Is government doing well, or there is no corruption, or everything is happening in the right way? So things will come in picture through the media, journalism. So press should be the independent. It not should be in favor of the ruling government or opposition only or some kind of things. It should be the independent. They should work independently. Then well organized, the political party system. It means political parties should be well organized for the betterment of the people, society, nation. Decentralization of power. So at the village level, municipalities, state level, and central level or national level. So there should be the various departments at different level, local, state, or district level, state level and national level. So they can work efficiently for the betterment of the people. Economic equality and eternal vigilance. So there should be the economic equality means well or equally distribution of the wealth available in the country, state, village, and there should be the proper vigilance on that economic activity. It's not like that one person is enjoying each and everything like a good life, and poors are not enjoying or they are not able to get daily bread or daily food like that. So equal distribution, there should be the equality in the society, equality in the distribution of the wealth. Law and liberty are always in the inverse ratio. Laws and liberty are the antithesis to each other. Arbitrary and unjust laws not only curtail the individual's liberty but also sometimes completely negate it. It means he is trying to say that arbitrary and unjust, like partiality and there is no proper justification for the people's rights and the basic needs. So this kind of laws not just only curtail the individual's liberty but also sometimes completely negate it. So people will be in the trouble. So they will not be able to raise their voice. So there should be the proper laws, proper rules to provide enough or equal facilities to each and everyone who is living in the country. So thank you so much for watching this video. We are coming with new